Hello and welcome to our TYFU chat about unlocking career potential. I'm Leah from TYFU and I'm so excited to be talking to Sophie Firmager, a highly respected HR and business leader, a published author and the founder of the Realised Potential Group, a leadership development and coaching firm. Sophie has a wealth of knowledge in leadership development, high-performance coaching and brand building. Sophie's journey is inspiring. She's built a thriving leadership community, authored a lot of insightful content, and created transformative programs that are helping both individuals and organisations realise their full potential. Today, she's going to share a little bit about her career journey, some tips for those interested in the luxury or retail sectors, and how her coaching programs can support job seekers or anyone looking to make a career change or striving for career growth. Sophie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I love what it is that you do through TYFU.
Thank you so much, Sophie. To start, you've had an incredible journey in HR and talent acquisition, including working at places like Tiffany Co and Accent Group. Can you share a little bit about your background and also what you do now, and maybe a little bit about the journey, about how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess my passion has always been about helping people realize their full potential, whether that was hiring the right talent, coaching leaders, or developing high-performance teams. But after years of working inside organizations, I wanted to see how I can have a more broader impact, helping individuals and businesses on a more deeper, more transformational level, which is why I founded Realised Potential Group, where I now specialise in leadership coaching, career development, and organisational growth. So I help people step into leadership or navigate career transitions and build careers that align with their values, their strengths, and their purpose. It can be done through one-on-one coaching or leadership programs or career acceleration strategies. But my overall mission is to help people break through limitations that they generally set for themselves, to try to truly thrive in their careers and experience more sustainable fulfillment in life.
Yes, and I did definitely want to share this service that you're providing with job seekers because I think it can be hard to find reliable and credible leadership coaches. What was your experience like working in luxury and retail HR?
Luxury is very unique because it's not just about selling a product, it's about creating more of an emotional experience for the client, whether it's fine jewelry, fashion, or high-end hospitality. I found that the key to success of those in the luxury industry was really in understanding human behavior and emotional intelligence and service excellence. So from a talent perspective, that means finding people who aren't just skilled sales professionals, but who can curate experiences, build relationships, and embody a brand's values. Luxury clients don't just buy an item, they buy trust, exclusivity, and connection. So one of the most, I guess, fascinating challenges I saw in luxury HR was the balance between commercial targets and brand integrity. Because sales didn't need to hit KPIs, but they also needed to build genuine long-term client relationships, which is why soft skills like empathy, adaptability, and active listening were just as important as product knowledge.
Absolutely. You're right. That's a tricky balance to get. Any advice to job seekers who are interested in entering the luxury market?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's tough. And I find that the luxury market is highly competitive. But if you do want to break in, it's not just about your experience. It's almost equally important is the presence, your mindset, and your industry knowledge, but passion for the industry more than anything. So my top advice, understand the brand's DNA, research its history, craftsmanship, and values. Brands really want employees who live and breathe their ethos. Second piece of advice, develop a luxury service mindset. Luxury isn't about transactions, it's about relationships. So you need to demonstrate an ability to engage with high net worth clients and anticipate their needs. And third, network strategically. Many luxury jobs are actually not publicly advertised. So building relationships with recruiters, but also within the industry through events is super crucial. So I had one of my coaching clients transitioned into luxury retail after working in a completely different sector. She had no prior experience in high-end sales, but we focused on her transferable skills, particularly her ability to build deep client relationships. So by shifting her personal brand and storytelling approach in interviews, she landed a role with a globally recognized luxury brand, which is incredible.
That's amazing. So great tips there, Sophie. Thank you. And any suggestions on how they can stand out in the competitive luxury market?
Yeah, absolutely. So to stand out, you need to tell a compelling story. Brands want people who fit their identity. So your CV and interview answers should showcase your passion for luxury, your understanding of the client journey, and the ability to create those emotional connections. Also showcase your ability to elevate experiences. Luxury clients expect exceptional service. So if you've gone above and beyond for a client before, you need to highlight that and how you did that. Also, master nonverbal communication. In luxury, presence matters. So how you carry yourself, your tone, and the way you interact can be just as important as your words. And lastly, don't worry if you don't have luxury experience. If the role and the organization speaks to you, apply. So a key lesson that I and many of my HR peers in luxury learned is that the most successful people in luxury are those who have a service mindset, a deep understanding of human behavior, and a genuine passion for the industry. So not just those who come in with the most experience on paper.
Okay, really wonderful insights there. So don't be afraid to apply without the luxury experience. Yeah, just focus on the
absolutely.
skills. Any common mistakes that you saw job seekers making when you were in talent acquisition?
I've seen so many smart, capable people miss out on great roles, not because they weren't qualified, but because they approached their job search in the wrong way. So some of the biggest mistakes I saw was thinking it's just about your CV. Your CV is one part of the equation, but what really sets you apart is how you connect on the phone and emails and in person. Like I said before, your tonality, your energy, and the body language matter just as much as your experience. And employers really want to feel your enthusiasm. So if you sound flat or disengaged, they'll just assume you're not interested. I often remember thinking to myself, oh, the CV looks great. They just didn't seem that keen when we spoke. Meanwhile, someone with less experience, but more energy, curiosity, and engagement ends up getting the job. So I guess be warm, professional, and genuinely interested in the people that you meet, from the recruiter and in the initial stage to the CEO. Because like Maya Angelou says, people remember how you make them feel. It's not about what you say, it's how you make them feel.
Yeah, I think that's really excellent advice. I also love the saying you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So make sure you're listening in an interview and not just monologuing, because I think that's another common mistake job seekers can make, is to launch into these monologues. And nobody wants to sit and listen to, just hours about themselves. So I think listening, but I love your advice of being enthusiastic and showing, yes, your passion and your personality in your interview, not just, focusing all your energy on your CV. I know you work with a lot of people who are also looking to transition into a leadership role, so not just job seekers. Can you tell us a little bit about your leadership program, the Human-Centered Leader?
Yeah, so the Human-Centered Leader is very much about understanding yourself first, because we're human beings first, we're leaders second in leadership roles. It's really important that every leader truly understands their values, their strengths, their opportunity areas, but also their high purpose. Because once you truly understand who it is that you are as a human being, you're able to align your leadership style and the way that you communicate and the way that you carry yourself within the organization to who it is that you are. And what that does is it allows the people within your team, but also your peers and your leader to truly connect with you, because you're being who you are. Your authenticity allows them to also be authentic. So first and foremost, we explore self-awareness, and I do that through the Leadership Circle profile, which is a 360 review. So the organizations I work with, they commence the leadership program with me. With that as the first step, we undergo 360s for all of the leaders taking part in the program. And then I debrief them on their profile so that they fully understand their strengths, their opportunity areas, and we craft a development plan that aligns with how they can build on their strengths, but also overcome some of their opportunity areas.
So it's it's so targeted. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's very tailored, very tailored to each individual, and which is
Wonderful.
why it's so impactful. If it's
Yes.
not tailored, it just, the cookie cutter approach to leadership programs only goes so far. It goes into one ear and out the other. But my program, it really allows them to work on capabilities that they need to develop, but also on the tendencies that they've sort of picked up over the years that are actually undermining their capabilities. So it can be like the perfectionist streak or the people pleaser or the procrastinator. So any of those kind of patterns of behavior that they adopted over the years, they learn to clear or reframe and ensure that they don't drive their behaviors, whether it's during good times in business when it's easy to be yourself and not to let those old patterns undermine us, but particularly during crisis and during change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 360 reviews, it's training workshops, and then they also get one-on-one coaching throughout the 8 or 10 months that they are engaged in this program.
That sounds fascinating, and I'm sure very impactful. Can you share a little bit more about the kind of results participants will typically see?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, number one, it's employee engagement and inclusion. So as soon as the leader is able to connect with who it is that they are and develop capability, improve their leadership capabilities, they are much more easily able to engage their team. Their team thrives and therefore performance thrives. And, organizationally, that just means that they're meeting all of their performance targets.
Yeah, excellent. And I know a lot of people can struggle with self-doubt when, making a career transition or stepping into leadership. What are your tips for overcoming that doubt and, embracing change as an opportunity for growth?
I love that question because everyone that comes to me experiences self-doubt. So I want to firstly say it's very natural, but the key is to learning to separate feelings from facts. So Here's what I recommend. Firstly, reframe fear as excitement. Your brain processes both emotions the same way. So instead of saying, I'm scared of change, say, I'm excited for new possibilities. Look at evidence, not emotions. Self-doubt is often based on assumptions. So make a list of your actual skills, your experiences and strengths. You'll realize you have more to offer than you think. And then finally, surround yourself with people who believe in you. Having a mentor, a coach, or supportive network can make all of the difference.
Excellent. Love those clear, concise, and very valuable tips there. Another program that you offer is your Career Accelerator program. And I know that's designed to help individuals unlock their career potential. What are some strategies that you use in this coaching program to help your clients clarify goals and, I guess, take actionable steps towards their goals?
Yeah. So the Career Accelerator program is very much designed for anyone that is unhappy within their existing role, whether they're a leader or not. So I have had some people that are individual contributors come to me for support, and oftentimes their driver is to leave the organization. But what happens in the program is through the coaching that we do, they and again they get to know their values, their strengths, and their high purpose. They start to actually become a bit more clearer about whether or not it's them that have been limiting their opportunities within existing role or existing organization, or whether they are in fact in the wrong organizational role and they do need to leave. So I've had clients that have actually stayed and have improved their relationships and improved their development opportunities within the organization purely by clearing some of those self-limiting beliefs and those negative patterns that have driven a lot of their behaviors through their careers. But then I've also had clients that have engaged me so once they've clearly determined that they want to leave, I've helped them improve their personal and professional brand, whether it's on LinkedIn. I've showcased them through my podcast. I've also invited them to be speakers on my events, whether it's an in conversation or a panel event, and just to build their brand. And then they've also actively improved on their networking skills through our coaching sessions, decided to join more networking events, and then I've also helped them with things like their CV and their LinkedIn profiles to land their perfect roles.
Yeah. What I love about this program is it sounds like you're helping them, if they want to move on, but you're also helping them with the really tricky thing, which is working out, do they need to move on or do they need to work on themselves? Because you're right, you don't always need to move on. And I love that that's something else that you can help people with, because that can be very hard to work out for sure. Amazing. One last question before we let you go, Sophie. I'd love to know, what is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who feels a bit stuck in their career and isn't sure about how to move forward?
Okay, first up, you must get clear on your aiming point, which is your vision, and then take one easy step towards it each day. One of the biggest reasons people feel stuck is because they're aiming at the wrong target. So many, I find, chasing titles or salaries or external validation only to reach their goal and just still feel unfulfilled. That's because a goal that isn't aligned with your values, your strengths, and your higher purpose will never truly satisfy you. So just make sure that you get clear on what it is that you want to do, and don't just think short term. I do many exercises that help clients really understand their 5 to 10 year vision, unlock their strengths, their values, and their high purpose through the various exercises we do. And then I get them to write a letter from the future as well, where they, imagine themselves at a point in time in the future, and then they're writing to their present self. And that has a lot of insight for them in terms of what it is that they should be doing right now. So
yes, that's very powerful, I think. What a great tool. Yes. Oh, Sophie, thank you so much for sharing, your wisdom and insights with us today. I think you've provided some really practical and powerful, inspiration and advice to people who are looking to advance a career or navigate a career change. And if anybody would like more details about Sophie's programs or wants to get in touch with Sophie, you can go to realizedpotentialgroup.com, and I will share a link to Sophie's LinkedIn profile and her website in the notes. And for anybody looking for a job right now, all the best with your job search, and TYFU's here if you need any support. Thank you once again, Sophie. It's great to chat to you.
Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I just love the work that you do.
Thanks, Sophie. Bye.